Hello, Irish fans, and welcome back to the FIDM studio. Ryan Camden live here with my man Reggie Brooks, and let's jump right into it, Reggie, into what many kind of maybe will perceive as a possible trap game. North Carolina is coming, north to battle Notre Dame this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. The Tarheels come into this game 2-3. 0-2 in the ACC, 7th in the Coastal Division, something that a lot of people had predicted them maybe to win. Of course, they have losses to Clemson, Virginia Tech, and a 70-41 blowout loss to East Carolina. Larry Fedora is in his third year as the head coach of the Heels, and junior quarterback Marquise Williams leads the team through the air and on the ground. But they come in averaging 36 points per game. Reg, what do you know about this North Carolina team?
They're going to throw the football. I mean, that's their bread and butter. Marquise Williams, he's their go-to guy. In a lot of respects, it's similar to the Syracuse team. Only again, this kid's a better passer. Mm-hmm. You know, you had Terrell Hunt, who was really all in all for Syracuse. With Marquise Williams, he's their be-all, end-all in terms of what the offense flows through him, and he does a great job of really actually getting the ball out, but also running the football. So, again, this is another quarterback. I think this is the fourth or fifth one we've seen this season. They're going to have some level of containment for this young man and really get after him. He's been fairly good with the football, nine TDs passing and only 4 interceptions. So we've got to really get after him, similar to what we did with Syracuse, get him off his marks, but at the same time, don't allow him to get those big runs and make those plays with his legs.
Really shut down Syracuse's Terrell Hunt. We'll see how it goes with Williams, like Reggie said. 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and over 1,000 passing yards. But let's look at the series history between these two. Of course, they first met in 1949 at Yankee Stadium. The Irish won that game 42-6. They lead the all-time series 16-2, and they last played in 2008, a game that North Carolina actually won 24-29. But let's take a deeper look at both of these teams. Let's break down the offense for both the Irish and North Carolina. Of course, you look at the offensive stats, 31 points per game for the Irish, 36 yards per game offensively, kind of even, 429 to 415, time of possession a little bit to the Irish, and of course, third down, 47% compared to 38%. Like you said, though, North Carolina really kind of one-dimensional, having some trouble. They have some big-time recruits at the running back position, Elijah Hood, but really haven't panned out yet for them.
Well, and that's an area where, I mean, we've actually gotten better in stopping the run. Mm-hmm. But again, this is one of those games where you can't have a letdown, because this is still an explosive offense. They're averaging over 36 points a game, or right at 36 points a game. 400 yards of offense. So we're going to have to be on point with getting after this offensive team defensively, and not saying, okay, hey, we got this in the bag. So it's going to be important for us to really be aggressive defensively and force those turnovers and take advantage of our opportunities. And offensively, this could be a really big game for Everett. I mean, North Carolina has given up a ton of yards, especially in the passing game. East Carolina threw for over 440 yards passing. They come back and Clemson burns them for another 400-plus yards in that game. They're giving up, and we have some pretty talented receivers and a pretty talented quarterback. So if things go as we hope they will, this could be a real good stat game for Everett.
Of course, we jump into the players to watch for both teams, and starting, you've been talking about him, number 5, the quarterback for the Irish, Everett Golson. Like you said, this is a game where he might be able to put up 5 or 6 touchdowns, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground.
Well, again, if he gets settled in, I think this is his game. I mean, he's the guy running the ball, throwing the ball. As you see here, big run against Stanford in last week's game. Those design runs. Still would like to see a little better ball security on his part. He's got to get better at that. But this is a game where if he can really step in his throws, he has a lot of weapons around him. This is his type of game where he can really step up and make his presence felt, which he's done all year. But this is one he can really gain some confidence going into the next week against Florida State.
13 passing touchdowns for number 5. That's more than the 12 he had in 2012, and of course 4 more on the ground. And your defensive player to watch, of course, is a guy who I thought has been spectacular, who's made some moves this year, trying out in that new nickel position. Matthias Farley, 19 tackles, 2 interceptions. His tackling fundamentally has been so much better this year, and he's as sure thing as almost anyone on that defense is.
Well, he's playing with a lot more confidence. I had an opportunity to speak with him after the game Saturday at a function, and just talking to him, he has a lot more confidence in what he's doing. He understands. He has a lot more confidence in the coaching staff. He's comfortable. He's aggressive. He's making plays, running the ball. Right here, he barely missed. He was really complaining about this. He said, I should have gotten that ball. I was where I wanted to be. I was in position. Should have gotten my head around sooner. I could have made a play on the football. These are the things that he's doing, coming in, making those tackles, getting guys on the ground. And, we'll kind of talk about this in terms of keys to the game. He's a key component of being able to stop those inside routes and defending those inside receivers, whether it's the tight end or the slot guy for North Carolina.
Of course, let's jump right into those keys to the game. Your first key, and we've already hit on it a few times, Reggie, this emotional focus. You can't look ahead to Florida State. You just can't.
And I like what Coach Kelly said. He has got, there's a lot of guys on this team that understand that, last week was just one game. In terms of fans and, outside of the program, it was a huge win because it was against a ranked opponent and an opponent that is, consistently showed a physicality and a strength. And, that was kind of a lot of people would point, that was the first real test. You got by. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You have to stay even. And this is something that, Coach Holtz would always talk to us about. The most important game right now is North Carolina, because this is going to allow you, every time you win, the next game becomes that much more important. So the focus has to be on North Carolina, and they have good leadership that keeps them focused and zeroed in on what they need to do this game.
Key number 2, it's one we always talk about, turnovers. Got to take care of the football. Notre Dame +4 turnover margin, North Carolina +2.
And you look at it, the two wins for North Carolina were against teams that they won the turnover battle. The teams that they lost, they either lost the turnover battle or were even. And when we've had success not turning over the football, we've had kind of blowout wins. And I think, you look at this team and how explosive this offense is and how tough this defense is. When we're taking away the football, being aggressive, and going after teams, both offensively and defensively, we win, and we win handily.
And the last one, and Matthias is going to play a huge in this, Cole Luke, who had 2 interceptions in the Stanford game. The key number 3, pass defense, no yards
after the catch. I mean, this is where teams, those chunk yard plays, especially with this team, you're going to see a lot of the screens, the bubble screens, the outside screens. They're going to, try to get the ball out of Marquise Williams' hands into hands of those playmakers, try to get the ball downfield. When they catch the football, we have to be there to make the tackle. When you're in a position, you can't afford to miss. You see the bubble screen here, Ty Montgomery, that was their big play guy for Stanford. We were able to shut him down because we tackled. Here, great job, Matthias Farley. When they catch the ball, they cannot be allowed to get yards after catch.
Ryan Switzer will be a guy to watch for North Carolina, the wide receiver that Coach Kelly kind of compared to Robbie Toma, Wes Welker, and that same mold for the Tar Heels. And, yeah, the pass defense, a little underrated, I think, for Notre Dame right now. Only gave up 4 pass touchdowns all season, and they've been magnificent in the red zone. And, of course, I guess we want to throw a little curveball at you, Reggie. After the Koyak go-ahead touchdown, there was a different kind of catch, and it was the drum major, Russell King. He shagged a kickoff that went into the band section, and he caught it and kept keeping on. You see it here on the left side of your screen. Look at this. What do you think of this form, Reggie?
Does a great job getting his body under. Would have liked to see him keep his eyes open. That would have been nice. But did a great job of centering himself and making that pocket. But you see right here, he goes right back to work. I gotta love that. Comes out, catches it, makes the fair catch, and let's keep moving.
That'll do it for today. Remember, a lot of great content on Watchin' D right now, including all kinds of recap stuff from Stanford, including a dramatic look at Koyak's game winner and an awesome Irish connection. You see it there on your screen right now. Plenty coming up on Watchin' D as well. The BK Radio Show is back on Thursday live at O'Rourke's with Jack Nolan. The Thursday Night Classic game is 2006 North Carolina course, Zbikowski had a huge, massive punt return for a touchdown in that one. Brady Quinn had a spectacular game. And then men's soccer, the defending champs, they're back this weekend taking on Louisville right here on Watch ND. For Reggie Brooks, I'm Ryan Camden. Go Irish, beat Carolina.